Quick and make a video. I was supposed to make this last night, but we had some technical difficulties. What I want to talk about is not being played or fooled for Valentine's Day. And the reason why I say that is there's so many young men out there that even grown men they get played. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you are taught to believe that because it's Valentine's Day, you have to do something special for the woman, regardless of who she is, if she's your girlfriend, if she's somebody you're dating, if she's your wife, whoever, or just a work girlfriend, or whatever you want to call it. And the thing you have to understand is you get played anytime that you buy things, when you take them on vacations, when you take them to dinners, whatever you do during Valentine's Day, you get played if you do it for the wrong reason. And what I mean by that is if you do it because you want to impress her, if you do it because you want to get something in exchange, sex, right? Or if you do it because you feel less than. And see, what you don't understand is a lot of companies, right? You have these companies that they have to make sales. It's the beginning of the year. Yeah, it's February, it's not January, but it's the beginning of the year and they have to make sales because if they are not making any sales, guess what? The business does not get any revenue. And if that happens time and time again throughout the years, guess what? Those businesses go under. But what do they do? What those businesses do is they are very strategic. Think of this like a pyramid. So you have the owner of a company, CEO of a company, right? Then you have management. Then you have the employees. So those are the three tiers. You have the owner, you have the manager, which is the middle, and then you have the employees, which is at the bottom. Now get this. Outside of this corporation, outside of this business or this company, they have people that are consumers, people that buy the things that they produce. So, in order to make sure that they make revenue and the business continues to grow, guess what? They make advertisements. They put out ads on social media. They put out things on TV, things that you see, even in movies. It's everywhere. But the point I'm trying to make is they are very strategic about it because what they are doing is making you feel less than if you don't get a gift, if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Those companies are very smart at marketing and advertising. And if you are the type of individual that you're nervous around women and you don't have a high self-esteem, no high self-confidence, they take advantage of that because let's target the individuals that have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and what we're going to do is make them feel less than if they don't celebrate Valentine's Day. If they don't celebrate Valentine's Day, we're going to make them feel like shit. And the other way they do it is if, say, for instance, you have a girl that you're dating or a woman that you're dating or relationship, whoever, regardless, right? What they do is they program them to feel less than, like, oh, my boyfriend didn't get me anything for Valentine's Day, while she's listening to her friend or her sister or her cousin tell her, like, hey, Johnny got me this and that. He got me this new bracelet. He got me this ring. He took me here. He took me there. And so everything is, I won't necessarily say everything is marketed against you, but what I am saying is that when you don't have a high self-esteem, you don't have high self-confidence, and your worth is what you see out there, what you can do for the woman or what you can't do. If your worth is based on that, guess what? Advertisers, marketers, all of those people market to you and they create their own wealth off of your insecurities, off your lack of confidence, like I said earlier. So it's like a double-edged sword, right? You have the advertisers and then you have your woman. Your woman feels less than because she's not getting the things that her friends and people she hears about gets, right? And that goes on you. She's like, oh, well, my cousin got this. Susie got that. Why didn't you get me anything? And then it goes back to the advertisers. Hey, young man, Don't you love her? Isn't she worth it? You need to go to K Jeweler. You need to go to Hellsberg Diamonds. You need to go to get some chocolates. And see, here's the funny thing that you don't realize is that a lot of these companies, I won't necessarily say the major companies necessarily, but some restaurants in certain places, they will up the price just a little bit because they know anybody that feels less than will buy from us. That's why they have Valentine's Day, because they know some women don't feel worthy. Maybe they don't have a date, they don't have a boyfriend, fiance, husband. So guess what? We're going to make them feel special. Valentine's Day. Hey, you don't need a man. You don't need a man to buy you a gift. If he's not available, don't worry about it. Celebrate Valentine's Day by yourself or celebrate with your girls, Valentine's Day. And so once you understand that how all of this works, you will realize that you can alleviate being played by doing things because you want to do them. So here's the other thing I want you to think about too is you can celebrate Valentine's Day throughout the year. It doesn't have to be that specific date that somebody tells you like, "Hey, you have to celebrate on this specific day. If you don't, you don't love her, you don't care about her." But the thing is, if you really love the woman you're with or you're dating and you really like her and it's nothing that you're trying to do in exchange for anything else, if you really like that woman or that girl, whatever, you can do things throughout the year. You can do things throughout the year. You don't have to wait for Valentine's Day in order to show your love or appreciation. And that's what you have to understand is don't feel that you have to be pressured into doing anything that you don't want to do, number one. Because you know, if you're watching this and you feel pressured, like I have to get her something, it's last minute, I need to do something, I need to buy this, I need to go online, I need to go to the mall, I need to do this and that. What you have to understand is that you don't have to do those things. Because look, check this out. Anytime you're doing something that goes against what you really want to do, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing it for the right reasons. And when you're doing things because you want to get something out of it, guess what? You're still not doing it for the right reasons. So that's what this video is just about, just to tell you that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, and you don't have to be played because it's Valentine's Day. People take advantage of you, marketers, advertisers, businesses, companies. I'm telling you, if you don't know who you are inside, you will be easily taken advantage of, especially during this time, because it's all about love. It's all about, isn't she worth it? You get what I'm trying to say? So I just want you to understand that and do things because you want to do them. Do things because you want to do them. Because I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I wasn't going to say this at first, but I will tell you this. There are women out there, and I've dated plenty, right? There are women out there who they have a man or they have a guy or whatever for different things. They might not necessarily sleep with those guys, but guess what? Valentine's Day comes around, hey, they are cleaning up. They're getting gifts from this guy, this guy over here. And it's interesting because a lot of times those women don't really give a fuck about you. They enjoy the gifts, or they assume that, hey, it's Valentine's Day, all men should take care of me or do this and that. But when I was dating, I used to date women back in the day where they would get a gift from this person, this guy, that guy. Me, nothing. And if anything, I would get gifts. And I'm not making that up. I'm being 100% honest with you. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of women know that because it's Valentine's Day, a guy hasn't done anything special, anything of value the whole year, but this time comes around and they come out the woodwork. Why? Because the women know that they want to get something out of it. The woman knows that you want to have sex and sleep with her. She knows that you feel lack of self-esteem, self-worth. So guess what? He's buying those gifts because he wants something from me, or he has lack of self-esteem and self-worth. And here's the thing that you got to understand too. Some women are, for lack of better words, some women are actually hipped to the game that, hey, They know that advertisers and marketers and businesses and companies, they know that, hey, we are going to take advantage of a man's weakness, or a guy's weakness, should I say, during this holiday season. And they know that. Those women know that. So when you do those things, it's kind of like it's almost like you're wearing your heart on your sleeve, so to speak, or you're playing poker with your cards faced the other way. Now, understand, I want you to understand this. There's nothing wrong with doing something special with the woman that you're with, as long as it's for the right reasons. And I also want you to understand that it doesn't necessarily have to be Valentine's Day. Pick another day. Why this day? I mean, you already know, if you go out to dinner, a lot of those restaurants, they have a high amount of people there. So is the quality of service going to be that great? Is it going to be that great? Is it going to be rushed? You know? And the other thing you got to think about too is, to me personally, I think that when you do want to celebrate something special for your significant other, or your woman or whatever, I think there's nothing more interesting than doing it on a day that it's not a special day. You make it a special day. So say for instance, a Tuesday, you're with a woman that, she's special, you value her, you love her, whatever the fuck, right? And you want to do something special. Hey, do it another day out of the week. Because if you want to do it, and I'm not saying to do it, but I'm saying if you really want to do it, and that's, you're doing it for the right reasons, and that's fine, it's going to be that much more special. Why? Because it's not on a special day. You're making that day special, so in turn, you make her feel special. But if you do it on Valentine's Day, it's kind of like someone telling you that you need to do something special, and you're only doing it because it's that day. They already know that. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. Just understand, if you just got on here, give me a thumbs up. But if you just got on here, what I was basically explaining earlier is that when this time of the year comes, companies, right? You got companies, you got managers, you got employees. They know that if you're outside of that structure, which is the owner is a top structure, then you got the managers, which is the middle structure, and then you got the employees, which is the bottom part of the structure. Anybody outside of that is just a consumer. And the more you consume, guess what? The more you consume, the more you're controlled. And the more you're controlled, the more money you spend, based on your lack of your own self-confidence, your own self-esteem, and they take advantage of that. So just understand it. I just wanted to jump on here because I was supposed to make this video last night. We had some technical difficulties, but that's something that I just wanted to share and just get the message out there. Don't feel bad. Don't feel pressured to do anything you don't want to do. And I know some women are watching my video as well. Same with you. Don't feel pressured because your sister, or hell, your mother, or your female friends, or your associates at work, don't feel bad or pressured because they got gifts and their husband or their boyfriend or whatever, or these guys are getting them gifts and getting them chocolates and flowers and balloons and taking them on dates and stuff. Don't let that dictate your self-worth in what a man sees in you. Don't do, because the moment you do that, you're always going to be controlled by that, because that's external, and that attachment, it's always going to change. It's always going to be something different. It's always going to be, this is what this person did for that person, and you start to compare yourself. And when you start to compare yourself, you're always going to be unhappy. And for my guys out there, like I said, just make sure that you do the things because you want to do them. Don't do them because you feel pressured. Don't do them because you have lack of self-esteem and you feel like, okay, if I buy her this, she'll be nice to me. If I get her these flowers and these chocolates, if I take her to dinner, maybe she'll treat me better. Maybe she'll love me. And that's the wrong thing to do. And the last thing I want to leave you with, and this is very important, the thing I want to leave you with is, understand that if you are in a relationship and you've been with your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, whatever, if you've been with her for, let's say, for instance, 2 years or maybe longer, whatever, the other thing you got to pay attention to is if the woman is treating you like shit or she doesn't respect you and she just gives you a hard time throughout the year, but then when her birthday comes up or Christmas comes up or Valentine Day comes up, and she acts nice around that time, you got to think, why is it that around these holidays she starts to act different? She starts to treat me with more respect. She starts to give me more sex. She starts to do this and that. You got to ask yourself, why is that? Why is that? And earlier, if you were watching this video, I already told you why. It all comes down to your self esteem, your self worth, and those things that you deem that make you valuable, or you put your self worth into those categories. Those are the things you got to think about, because ain't no way a woman is going to treat you like shit all throughout the year, and then her birthday, Christmas, or Valentine's Day, or even Mother's Day pops up, and she starts to act nice. Why do you think that is? She wants something from you, and she knows that you have no self worth, so your self worth is based on you pleasing her. Because if you had self worth, you wouldn't be with a woman that is disrespecting you and giving you a hard time throughout the year in the first place. You get what I'm trying to say? So, just wanted to hop on here and give you, a perspective and give you some wisdom that you can take into the next year and years, years beyond. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Make sure that you are doing the things that are deemed special and about love. Make sure you're doing it for the right reason. The moment you do it for the wrong reason, you're just setting yourself up. You're being played by the companies. You're being played by the advertisers, the marketers. You're being played by the woman. You're being played by all these people when you don't have a strong foundation of who you are, strong self esteem, and you do things for the wrong reason. But other than that, if you just jumped on here, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things that really help young men alleviate the frustration and the mistakes that men make later on in life when they get into a relationship, and then it's too late. It's too late. So I'm here to alleviate that. That's what these videos are going to be about. And the reason why I make these live videos is because I like to be authentic. There's no edits. There's nothing special. A little bit of lighting, but there's nothing special because I'm trying to talk directly to you. But other than that, I will talk to you later. I'll probably be making a video this Wednesday or next Friday, sometime in the evening, maybe around 6, 7 o'clock, but I'll keep you updated. But other than that, you have a great one. And remember, do things because you want to do them, and do things for the right reason. I'll talk to you later. Let me see.